I went to this mall in Denmark, up north of Copenhagen, and I went to this shop. I had all my savings. My mother was on a holiday, so she didn't know that I was using my money for a guitar. So I went, and there was a black Les Paul made in Japan, of course, back in those days. 575 Danish krones, that's what I had. Say, hey, I want that guitar, paid. And so that was my first guitar because of Ace Frehley. So I got that Les Paul, because he was using Les Paul only back then. Then I started to get into punk rock, so I had to start somewhere. And I got into Iggy Pop and the Stooges, the Raw Power album, James Williamson, like dirty rhythm, and see, wow, that was really cool. I was into Ramones, Sex Pistols, and The Damned, and a lot of these UK and New York-based punk bands. That was basically where I started. I liked the aggression. That really suited me really well. Simple chord progressions, just with energy and all that. So, then slowly I got, I had all the Uriah Heep, I had all the Deep Purple, but, I didn't see, wow, Blackmore is a fantastic guitar. I was not into that in the beginning. That was later. I said, wow, god damn it, and the same with Jimi Hendrix. So I picked up on the more Guitar Hero style later on. So Judas Priest was my absolute favorite, going from punk rock, playing that, but actually listening more to heavy rock. So Judas Priest suddenly got into my sphere, my daily life, and I was so hooked on all the 70s album, that is. K.K. Downing had this Flying V at some point after Unleashed in the East. I think he started using that, and that's, I think, where I picked up my Flying V. And as a guitar player, Michael Schenker, obviously from all the Fawcett albums, 75, especially the Fawcett album, that's blew me away. The tone and the precision and the pentatonic skill, the way he used the pentatonic compared to myself, it was amazing how melodic he was. So I was really impressed by Michael Schenker. He had the Flying V, that's another reason, with the Flying V. And then Uli Roth from Scorpions. Those two guys, two German guys from Hanover in Germany, those were the two main heroes of mine. Trance album, and especially Virgin Killer. I mean, that's, even today, it's amazing. And then I, picked, of course, Hendrix, Blackmore. Malmsteen came in I think, 82. We were down in Holland. A guy came with a demo, say, wow, what's this going, what's that? We were blown away, fantastic. We didn't know it was possible to do like that. And at the same time, Van Halen, first album, 78. So I actually had all those, he was pretty flashy. And also took the pentatonic, played it different kind of techniques he used. Pretty impressive performance on the first Van Halen. So I really got in, later on, really got to appreciate all those guitar players there, how good they actually were. I was too busy developing my own style, composing. I always did the composing job. Mercyful Fate, the Brats, the punk band I had in the early days. So I was really focused and busy on putting songs together. So maybe the lead guitar role was more like second. So it was not like my first, I want to be a guitar hero. I didn't have I was not a natural born talent as Michael. Michael Denner is more like a natural type of talent. And so as such, guitar heroes, like I said, Schenker, Uli Roth, of course, Blackmore, his performance, Made in Japan and all those albums, so I think those are the key three guitar players I really admire. And as rhythm, with the Judas Priest, it was also the songwriting. It was Rob Halford. It was more like the combination. It was not as much as Tipton or Downing as guitar players. So I just saw it as cool songwriters and amazing albums in the 70s. And I had my time with Hendrix. I remember that was later on. See, wow, I was totally into Hendrix. So when we were touring Mercyful Fate in the 90s, I was kind of, rather than doing the album solo, I was trying to small moments, try to be Hendrix, just to entertain myself and have fun. And some demos I made for other bands, I also did a lot of Hendrix which kind of suits my way of thinking, you know, like very abstract, out there, you know, there's no rules, you can do all whatever notes you kind of feel like using. And so I'm very blues-based, pentatonic type of guy. I like to experiment with my own riffs and own scales. I know music theory, but I'm not like obsessed with it. You know, whatever a chord is called, I, you know, don't care too much about it. You know, I use my ear and just go with what I feel sounds good. Of course, I know where kind of I can, you know, play in, but you know, if you take some of the jazz notes, you have a major 7. I use that a lot. You know, that little trick. Then you open up new areas, and a lot of fun thing comes out of that.